I am Al Gore. I used to be the next president of the United States of America. I don't think that's funny. We are in a time now where we have really got to make some big changes, and you guys are making big changes. And as I said before, I'm really so amazed by what is going on in this Greenbuilding Council all over this country, and I listen to the representatives from Greenbuilding councils from other countries around the world. You all are really leading this charge on behalf of a sustainable future for our children and our grandchildren. Doesn't that feel good to do well and do good at the same time? This movement is growing and building by leaps and bounds all over this country and all over the world. Now, I want to spend just a little bit of time talking about the context within which this fantastic movement is taking place. And you know much of this, but I want to underscore it because there are a lot of people out there who have not gotten to the place that you've gotten to now. People who don't understand that this is good for us economically. It's good for our national security. It's good for the environment, and it's good for the responsibility that we owe to those who come after us. In truth, we have a climate crisis. At the same time, we have an economic crisis. At the same time, we have a national security crisis. You know what I'm talking about. The financial crisis is over, and they say technically the recession is over, but unemployment is too high, and we need to create millions of good new jobs. Well, I know where we can get at least 2.5 million good new jobs by building green buildings and retrofitting buildings up to the LEED standards here in the United States. And by building the windmills and the solar panels and the super grids. These new infrastructure investments are the best way to put people to work quickly, put money in their pockets, get the economy moving again. So the economic crisis is linked to the solutions to the climate crisis. The next generation will look back on these first years of the 21st century. And depending upon the circumstances in which they find themselves, they will ask us one of two questions. If they live in a world where the North Polar ice cap has gone and isn't coming back, if they have all these terrible things the scientists have told us are going to happen unless we act quickly and boldly, if they see that nothing was done to solve this or avoid it, they would be perfectly justified in looking back at us and asking, what were you thinking? Didn't you hear the scientists? Were you distracted? Were you watching Dancing with the Stars? Didn't you care? Or if they look around them and they see a world in renewal with millions of good new jobs held down by men and women with families who are prospering, with green buildings everywhere, with new sources of renewable energy, with a sense of common purpose and hope that innervates them and gives them a sense of good feeling that their prospects are better than ours and their kids will be better than theirs, then they will look back at us and ask, how did you find the moral courage to rise up and solve a crisis that so many said was impossible to solve? But I'm telling you, as I look out over this audience, as I can see all of the success stories here, I know in my heart that we're going to solve this. I know because in the United States of America, political will is a renewable resource. Thank you very much, and God bless you for what you're doing.